Welcome everyone to the Thamasa review. It is 7 a.m. I have had my shower and breakfast and I got coffee, so let's just do the dang thing. So, as you know, just like in the Nurse review, we do it on an order of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being totally useless and 10 being absolutely essential to our team. Also, the way that we rate them, the order we rate them in at the Thamasa review is the order of my favorite ones that we've gotten so far. And you can see that they're in order of that right now. So, let's start with our main character, Slash. So, the reason he's my favorite we've gotten is, it should be no surprise, he's a Chrono Trigger character. It's my favorite game of all time. Like, it could be almost anyone from that game, and they'll be my favorite that we got. So, Slash is about to be better. He's not amazing right now. He's still one of the best choices we have for our team. Magic Power 54 is dang good, but he needs some magic. He needs that Ice 3 to be learned, which we'll probably be grinding for before we go on to the Floating Continent. So yeah, Slash Ice 3 is going to be really good. He can still only equip that Trident, which really it comes down to, I mean, he uses spears, but it comes down to the fact that he equips that Trident and it reverses cures on him, which sucks, and it's water element, which a lot of things absorb, so not the best. And then you got Golem Suplex, which, as we know, Golem is great. Free Golem is amazing, but the suplex is random targeting. That's been our problem all game. So the only time that he really pays attention and suplexes the enemy is when he's confused. So yeah, so Slash, kind of cool as far as his skills and stuff. Definitely cool as far as the character he is. So, I'm probably going to just throw him right in the middle at the 5 spot, because he's definitely better than he was earlier, now that he has the potential to cast Ice 3, and I'm sure he'll be able to equip some better weapons eventually, right? I don't know. But yeah, these are base stats, by the way. Everyone is unequipped. There's nothing equipped on them. So, that being said, yeah, Slash is definitely at a 5, but he's the best in my heart. Alright, Tata. Definitely my second favorite character that we've gotten, just because it's so cool. I've never gotten to use her in Beyond Chaos or in Tactics, so it's cool to actually have her on the team. She's using Gambler stuff, which, like I said, later it'll be really good, like when we get the fixed dice and stuff. But as for right now, she's only chucking cards and stuff, which they're Doom darts, so they have been casting Doom and stuff, which is nice. Morph has been semi-useful, I guess, but in vanilla, which basically Beyond Chaos is, with regards to like the actual vanilla skills, Morph is not that useful. It's pretty niche. But she's also throwing Bolt 2s right now. That's the best spell she has. Sadly enough, despite her being my second favorite character, she's the one character that we had to boot off the team because she's not as good as some of the others. But I'm glad she's alive, and it's fun to use her. So, and her palette she rolled is pretty cool with green hair and purple dress. But as far as her usefulness right now, she's probably about Slash. I'd say she's a 5 as well. She's got Bolt 2. Slash doesn't have Ice 3 yet. And, you know, her weapon's pretty good. So yeah, she's probably a 5. Right there with Slash, so. Alright, moving on. Delita. Although I don't really like the Holy Knight Delita form from Tactics, and that's the form that we got, he's still Delita, and I do still like the character. So, the thing about Delita is he can be really good or really bad. I mean, he can heal bomb for a lot of damage, and Fire 3 is great. More and more things are getting Reflect, though, as like a constant status on them. His magic isn't great either. He's learning Pearl. Actually, he has Pearl right now. That's like the best thing he can be doing. And weapons are meh. So, yeah, Delita's problem. Dang, dude, is it going to be another 5? Yeah, I think he's a 5 also. Most of our characters, you know, that are I mean, most of our characters have like an access to one really good thing they can do, and then the rest is kind of meh. So yeah, 5's right about where Delita is too. So our first 3 characters are at 5's. So damn. All right, let's move on to Yuffie, however you want to say it. Yeah, she found a place in my heart actually, because of Beyond Chaos, which tends to happen with a lot of characters from games that I'm not a huge fan of. When I get them in Beyond Chaos, suddenly, depending on how good they are, I start to like them more. So, if you recall, Yuffie was our 10 at the Narsh Fields. Now that the power is kind of balanced out a little bit, I'd say she's probably a 9. Because W Rare, like, I was swayed to make her our 10 before, because W Rare was throwing Goner like crazy. Now, she's done it a few times since then, but not quite as often. Excuse me. But she's still really good, and she's still a staple on the team. We might start throwing our Earth to try and get Quakes and stuff, because we do have ways to avoid it now. But, yeah. She can also equip the Scimitar, which is awesome. And she does a lot of damage with it. The Scimitar stats rolled really, really well, and it's given her, like, Battle Power 255. So she's doing over 1,000 damage with the Scimitar, or she's slice killing them, like the dude on the toilet in the Empire. So, yeah, Yuffie, holy shit. I'd say she's probably a 9, just because we had to bump her down 1 spot to make room for our 10. Which is my next favorite character. We got Gino. Okay, so Gino random in the Mog spot. He's pretty busted. I mean, he has our X Magic skill, and he can learn Pearl just like Delita can, which will be nice to double Pearl eventually, but we basically don't need it, because Shout Crusader. It's localized, and when you get Crusader damage that's localized, it's over. So the whole drawback of Crusader in vanilla is that it hits everyone. And it can't be avoided, right? It does, like, some of the most damage in the game, but you never want to cast it because it's going to hit you too. When you randomize it into a combo skill like Shout Crusader, where Shout hits the entire enemy party, and that's the targeting for Shout, and Crusader's after it, it keeps the same targeting, which means Crusader only hits our enemies. Now, we did have one moment where Crusader hit all of us, but I think that was because of a weird side effect of it happening in the Kefka fight right before the sealed gate, because Kefka's technically a character when you're fighting him, and it's just weird. So we haven't had it happen since. But yeah, Shout Crusader, awesome targeting. By the way, if you didn't know that, yeah, as long as something that targets all is like linked to a skill first that targets specific things, the second one will target that as well, usually. So yeah. By the way, if you learned something new about FF6 or about Beyond Chaos while watching these videos, you are legally binded to subscribe. So, I don't make the rules, just, there you go. Anyway, that's Gino. He's really, really good. You're gonna be surprised by the next one. Sidgo. Okay, Sidgo sucks. He's got no good lures except for Pearl Wind. Although we did just learn Clean Sweep, too. And he's got Slash, which can turn into our Water, which also has Clean Sweep anyway. He is probably going to be better later on with better lures. But the reason that he's here is because I love him. I love his sprite. I hated it in T Edition when I saw it. I hated it when I first saw it in this. But he's growing on me, dude. Look at him. He's so little, dude. He's a combination of Strago and Sid from FF4. And it makes me laugh every time he's on screen. So, yeah, just the hilarity of him makes him one of my favorites that we've gotten. But, like I said, Slash, not too useful. I am kind of pissed off that, like, it would have been perfect. Like, just imagine the perfect world, okay? We got Slash as our main character. Imagine he got Slash as a skill. Now imagine he could equip the same thing that Sidgo can to turn Slash into our Water, and it's Slash, right? Water, blue innate. It would have been perfect, but Beyond Chaos missed the mark. That's so sad, dude. But regardless of that, yeah, Sidgo, I don't know what to rate him. Oh, I forgot to tell you, by the way. Duh, Gino's a 10 because of Show Crusader. He's our 10. Sidgo, probably... Man, he's like a 3 right now. He could get better, but we'll see. But I just love he just cracks me up. Alright, so we've got an iteration of Cloud. It's really weird that, like... Obviously, he's supposed to be... His sprite is supposed to be, like, little kid Cloud hanging out with Tifa on top of the water tower in Nibelheim, but his profile picture looks like it's supposed to be his, like, adolescent form in the flashback with Sephiroth when he has the preemptive materia equipped and shit. But he's got a couple of weird skills. So W magic is every magic spell in the game, like that you would get in your magic list. And it does it twice. 2 random magic spells. Now what sucks about that is, now this does have automatic targeting. That's one skill that has automatic targeting. So if you rolled, let's say, Fire 3 and Cure 3 back to back, the Fire 3 would hit the enemies, and then Cure 3 would hit your party. So it does have that going for it. But it's also super random, so we could end up casting Merton or something and killing our entire party off of it for no reason. We could roll Quake, we could roll W-Wind, all that crap. We could also roll Ultima, though, and Meteor and stuff, so it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of a mini Archaeos, like, or a double Archaeos, but only magic spells, so it's okay. Our water really helped in the Burning House, but it's not always going to help because it's a single element and stuff just absorbs it. So, but it is, all of the skills in our water are AoE. They hit everything. So Cloud not having a magic command, but having W magic sort of makes up for it. He's got a, like, if you think about it, it does make up for it because W magic is technically an entire magic list of every magic spell. And with Esper Allocator on, if he had a magic command, it might be worse because he might not even get to equip Espers. So, technically it's better. It's just, we traded in for randomness. But Cloud, so far, I haven't been able to see him do much except for wrecking everything in the Burning House because of water. So, I think I'd put him at a 6 just because he has AoE. I think that's fair. And it's pretty reliable AoE, but W magic, I mean, again, too random to tell. Okay, Scott. I have Scott next because he looks cool in his sprite, so he's my next favorite character. This is the bottom half of my favorite characters here. Like, saying that they're my favorites is a stretch. They're, just, I had to put them somewhere, right? So, Scott's from FF2. I like his sprite. His profile picture is kind of lame, whatever, but that's FF2 profile picture art for you. Question mark Slide. Okay, so Slide is okay. It does like 600 or 700 damage to like groups of enemies, but it has to hit, and if they're floating, it won't hit them. I think it also just has a high chance of missing anyway, but he can do it as many times as he feels like. And then Kurdisk kind of sucks because, yeah, I could Corinne the party. Like, if I aimed it right, I could Corinne the party. But then it's going to Discord one of us and just have one of our levels. But if I target on the enemy for the Discord, it's going to give them regen. So it's kind of like a useless skill. It's basically a blank. But his magic power is 65. So if Slide hits, which I believe pulls from magic, it's going to do even more damage as the game goes on. But yeah, he doesn't have a magic command, and the weirdest thing is he can equip all of the imp stuff. In fact, it seems to be the only shit he can equip. So eventually, if we find Imp's armor and put it on him, he might be really, really good. We might actually turn him into an Imp warrior. Which, if you didn't know, if you equip all the Imp stuff and cast Imp on that character, they'll attack, like, offering style with the Imp halberd, and they're really, really good. But, it's yet to be seen. Scott, as of right now, is definitely, like, a 2, as far as character strength goes. So, Cyrax. Cyrax I like Like, I feel bad for putting him this low because I do like Mortal Kombat. Like, here's the thing. I'm a fighting game player, like, from hell. But I play, you know, air dashers, anime fighters, street fighters, stuff like that. Mortal Kombat, NRS stuff, I never got good at. I love playing them. They're fun because they're just brutal as shit. I played Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, all of them on Super Nintendo growing up. And some of the other ones too, Deception and Deadly Alliance and all that stuff. But, and 10, and played 11 for a little while with Kano. But regardless, I'm getting off on a tangent. I like Cyrax. I think he was my favorite originally of the robot ninjas. Unless you count Smoke, but we're not going there. But yeah, I'm more of an anime fighter than I am an NRS player. So, considering he doesn't have a magic command again, and he's got jump, but if we put something on him that changes jump, it changes it into Arm Miss, which the only really good thing you can get from that is X Zone. The rest are just a lot of stuff that misses all the time. Arm Miss is one of the worst skills you can get in Beyond Chaos. And then his second skill is Show Mud, which is Shockwave Muddle. Not really that great. Shockwave is a low power attack, and Muddle can only be useful sometimes. So yeah, Cyrax is pretty low on the list as far as character strength. He's definitely a 2 at least, just like Scott is. So, sorry Cyrax, you're cool and all, but yeah, not that good, buddy. Okay, Riku. Somehow did not make the bottom of my list. So, Riku actually rolls some pretty good stuff. Our Wild is, like I said, it's like a conglomeration of a bunch of different skills, like 12 or so skills that are rolled when you roll the seed randomly into the pool that it can pull from. So she's got some good stuff in there. Quadra Slam, freaking Blizzard, just a lot of AoE stuff, and some like offhanded ones like Shell and Taper and stuff. But if you get a blank, it sucks. If you get a good attack, it's good. So our Wild's all over the place. That is more like a mini Archaeos than anything. And then she's got Question Mark Ramu, where she can summon an old man as many times she wants to zap a bunch of dudes. So yeah, she's okay. Again, single element question mark attack, not great. If anything absorbs it, it becomes useless. She does have a magic command though. I don't remember what Esper she can equip. I think she's still Zahn's Espers, actually, just like poor Yuffie, dude. Excuse me, but yeah, middling stats, not really that great. I don't want to use her because I don't like her. I think I've said this before. FF10 is very low on my list for favorite Final Fantasies. That's not to say it's a horrible game. It's just, you know, it's not my cup of tea as far as Final Fantasies go. And the characters in there were pretty forgettable, in my opinion. And Riku was one of the most annoying characters in the whole game. And not that she wasn't good in the game. I used her a lot because she was very good. But yeah, I didn't like her that much. She's not as bad as Kimahri. Kimahri has no freaking personality. And she's definitely not as bad as Titus. And I'm sorry for all of you guys who like FF10 is your favorite game, but I wasn't a huge fan. The only things that I liked about FF10, really, and I'm gonna miss a couple of things. I'm sure I like more than this, but I like Auron, and I like Blitzball. And I guess I like how you get to control the Espers that Yuna summons. That was cool. But screw frickin' Bahamut's design in that game. Anyway, we're getting off track. Riku, you are a higher rating than Scott and Cyrax. I would think you're probably at least a 4, I'd say. So, anyway, moving on. Frickin' Tingle. My dude. My map-selling bro. So, Tingle has Mimic. Mimic is good. Like, don't get me wrong, Tingle is not a bad character. He's just, I haven't been able to really use him all that much to the extent that I want to, because I can't allow myself to put him on my damn team, because I can't stand Tingle's design. It's meant to be goofy and weird and creepy. Like, that was the whole point of Tingle in Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask was just freaking creepy in general, and he's just so disturbing. Like, look at it, he's just so disturbing. And I don't like him. Regardless, yeah, Mimic is a good skill. It basically turns him into your best character, just by mimicking your best character. So if Gino did Shoat Crusader, and then I mimicked it with Tingle, Tingle would become a 10 rating, you know, immediately, just because he can do it too. But, yeah, as of right now, he's just chilling. He doesn't have anything good other than Mimic is the problem. Like, I don't really know what to do with him. I guess I could Ogre Nix him and change his Mimic into Jump, but I think that would be worse than being able to Mimic, so there you have it. Tingle, I think, is probably sitting at... He does have Mimic, so I have to rate him at a little higher than I would like to. I think he's at least at a 7. I think he's at a 7, yeah, because if either of these characters does anything and he mimics it, he's good. So, yeah, Tingle's a 7, but my least favorite character in the cast. Also, we can talk about Janus real quick. He's not in here anywhere, because he's the shadow character. I'd probably put him above Gino as far as, like, where my favorites go, but he's got Archaeos, and... Again, I don't think Janus can be rated because Archaeos is every single skill in the entire game. So, it depends on what it rolls. If Archaeos rolls Goner, then Janus is a 10. If Archaeos rolls frickin', I don't know, Heartburn, then he's a 1, you know? But he also did just get, I mean, when we go back and buy it again, the Crystal Shield, that turns his other skill into... Vaabs, or no, Vaabs, which is Vanish and then 2 castings of Absolute Zero. So, that's gonna be pretty good. That's AoE, it's pretty strong ice spell. So, he could be better once we get him on the Floating Continent, as long as we bring the Crystal Shield with him. But, yeah, he's just not rated. He's, like, NA rating. So, we'll talk about the seed a little bit now that we've gone over the characters. The seed's been pretty dang easy still. The biggest challenge so far was in the last episode. Flame Eater and Ultros were kind of a challenge. Ultros having life 3, countering with Bolt 3, obviously. That's what he does anyway in vanilla. But and then the Flame Eater kept flaring us and everything. And we had to really work our way around how to beat him. I hope that is an indicator of the seed getting a little harder as we go along here, because it's been pretty lenient so far. But that does tend to be what happens, like, typically, is the World of Balance is usually pretty easy all the way up to the Floating Continent, and then when you get to the World of Ruin, everything just goes nuts on us. So, depending, I mean, when you get to the World of Ruin, you get a batch of items from the Moogle characters that were at the beginning of the game that you couldn't unequip, and they have some pretty broken stuff on them, so, and all that stuff is on the table once we get to the World of Ruin to equip. Right now, all that stuff's illegal, like Paladin Shield, Illumina, all that stuff. We run into it, we can't equip it yet. We still can't use 1 MP cost or half MP cost, none of that. But yeah, I'm sure the Floating Continent's gonna be a pain in the butt. Atma can be really, really mean, but I guess we'll see. And, yeah, so as far as the flavor of the seed, I mean, it's okay. The whole villain-hero dynamic with Slash, like, is, like, the closest thing I could come up with for a story, and the rest is just kind of scattershot. You know, if I did what I normally did, like, I was thinking about this, if I'd done what I normally do, and just play through an entire Beyond Chaos seed all the way through before I upload any of the videos, and then just kind of mass upload them one after the other, oh my goodness. What happened to my mic? Does everything sound good? Okay, sorry. If I, like, do a whole Beyond Chaos seed, usually what I do is a whole Beyond Chaos seed, and then I upload videos one after the other once I'm done, instead of doing them one as I play them, you know? And if I'd done that, I probably would have come up with a different idea for what the seed's name would be and like what the storyline was. But as it is, yeah, we're the villain redemption arc, villain's redemption arc for Slash. So that's our storyline. And you know, I probably would have come up with something for Delita and Tata, you know, like. But there's a subplot there. There's a subplot. So regardless, that's the end of the Thamasa review. And I will see y'all next time when we head for the floating continent and into the world of ruin. Peace.